Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So if you're like me and you like to dabble in a bit of woodwork from time to time, you might have thought about getting yourself a hand plane, and you might want to get an old one and restore it. So in this video I'll be restoring this old vintage Draper No.5 jack plane, and hopefully if you watch this video you will get all the information you need if you'd like to restore your own hand plane. So a while back I picked up this old vintage Draper No.5 jack plane from eBay. It's not too bad, the condition. It should be pretty simple to get it back into service working well. So I started off by removing the front handle. And then I removed the lever cap, the chip breaker and the cutting iron, and then the rear tote. I needed to remove the black paint from the handles, so I have a blade here and I'm starting off by scraping the paint off the side grain of the rear tote. I think this black paint was original, but I'm not a fan of it and it's quite chipped, so I decided to remove it. And with the front handle, again I used the knife to scrape off the majority of the black paint. And then I could remove the remaining paint with some sandpaper. For the front knob I got this chucked up in the drill press just to make it easier to get into all the awkward curves of the knob with the sandpaper. So I wasn't a fan of how the wood looked because you can still see little bits of black paint in there. So I decided to go with some spray paint. This is racing green. I don't think the wood would have looked particularly good if it was just oiled, especially with those black dots. So it should look much better with a few coats of this nice green spray paint. And that came out great. So now for all the hardware, I've got it chucked up in the drill and I'm adding some oil to some fine sandpaper. Here I'm buffing the screw for the lever cap. And then the nuts on the front and rear handles, and they come up nice. Now for the lever cap, it's in pretty good condition. All of the chrome is still on there, so it just needs a quick clean. Now for the chip breaker, for some reason it was coated in paint, so I'll need to remove all of this paint and get back down to some bare metal. And again I'm using a knife here just to scrape off all that old paint. And once all the paint was removed, I could go in with some sandpaper to remove any rust. And then where it meets the cutting iron, I wanted to get that nice and flat, so I'm using some sandpaper again to flatten that part of the chip breaker. And then just sanding that curve to remove any more rust.
Now onto the cutting iron. Again, it's not in too bad condition, but it does have some rust. So I'm using some sandpaper here, some 80 grit, going over both sides to remove all of the rust. Now to remove the frog from the body of the plane with these 2 screws. And I want to clean up the frog, all the areas that are come into contact with the cutting iron. I want to get them nice and smooth, free of rust, clean and smooth, so that the movement in operation is nice and smooth. And I also cleaned up the foot of the frog where that meets the plane body. Now onto the body of the plane. I gave this a general sanding down, and I also wire brushed any more brass parts. Here's the adjustment wheel. And I wire brushed the body itself just to give the paint a key later on. There's no need to remove all the original paint and then start again here. I'm just going to go over the old paint. So I'm just giving it a clean now, ready for painting. And I have some of this 2-in-1 paint and primer black. And I gave that a couple of coats. Now I'm oiling all of the moving parts on the frog. And the screw that holds on the adjustment wheel gets some oil too. It's easier to oil everything now rather than later on when it's all assembled, and this will make everything run nice and smoothly. And the lateral adjuster also gets some oil just to loosen it up nicely. So now onto sharpening the cutting iron. I have a video all about how to sharpen chisel blades, which is very similar to this, so I'll leave a link in the description box to that video if you're interested in checking it out in more detail. I started off with flattening the back, and I'm cleaning the diamond plate as I go, adding some water with a bit of dish soap in it for lubrication. I want to get the back nice and flat, and I'm working up through the grits 400, 600 and 1000, and then onto the honing guide to sharpen the cutting edge. And again, I'm working my way through the grits here. And you can see that slurry that's been developed as I'm removing the metal from the cutting edge. Once that was done, I used a leather strop just to hone the edge of the blade to make it razor sharp, and then remove the burr. And as you can see, it's cutting through paper with no effort at all. Now I want to work on the sides. You can see they're discoloured, the bottom two. I have this P80 grit roll of paper that I'm going to use, and I'm attaching it to a floor tile which is nice and flat, and I'm just laying it over the back of that. This will give me a flat surface to work from. And again, I'm adding the water with the dish soap for lubrication, and I can start off on the sides. There's no problem here cleaning up the sides in this way, although when I do the sole of the plane later on, I will be re-adding all of the other components just to keep it nice and rigid. I could then just sand the edges nice and smooth, so they're smooth to the touch. And now I'm removing any excess paint from any parts that are connecting to the frog. So I've got a blade and I've just scraped away those areas that will be connecting directly to the frog because they need to move. Now I can reassemble the plane, so the front knob goes on. Then the rear knob goes back on. It's always good to use a nice wide screwdriver when you're doing this because you don't want to damage any of these brass screws. And that's cinched down nicely, nice and tight. Now to add some more oil to those areas where the frog will be attaching to the body. And then I could reattach the frog. This model doesn't have adjustment for the frog, so you have to add it manually, which I don't mind. It's not too bad. Once you get these two screws in, you can adjust it and then tighten them up. Now to reassemble all the parts, I'm adding the chip breaker to the cutting iron and then re-adding the screw, which was missing when I originally bought this, so I had to add this screw separately. And I want to position the cutting edge about 2mm from the chip breaker for clearance, and then I could cinch that down tight and get that re-added. And then I could re-add the lever cap, which has a screw rather than the lever, so it's nice and easy to add. Now to tackle the sole of the plane, I want this to be nice and flat, so everything has been reassembled, and same again here. I'm going to rub it along the P80 grit back and forth until it's nice and flat. And I want it all reassembled so that there's no deflection in the metal, so it's nice and rigid and stable. And at the end I can just add a slight round over to both edges of the sole, and that's it. Now on to the test. I have some pine here in the vise. And with a few adjustments, I got it cutting nicely, nice fine shavings, and it's really satisfying to get these thin shavings.
Okay, so that is about it for this video then. So it turned out great, I think, in the end. It looks nice. I'm quite pleased with the dark green handles. I think that looks quite slick, and I really like the adjustment on the front here. Rather than it being a lever cap, it's just a twist. It seems to be quicker, just more effective that way. I do like that. The parts came up quite well, and it's quite an old hand plane actually. I've noticed some of the more modern ones aren't very good in terms of quality, but this one is quite an old Draper No.5, so it's quite a nice plane. I've been using it quite a lot recently. I've been using it, I've been building a fence and it's been helping me to flatten the sides of some pallet boards to get them nicely aligned. And I also used it, my mum wanted me to hang a door and I needed to shave off some material with it, so I used it for that as well. It's working really well, better than I expected it would actually. So a very useful plane. The jack plane can be used for many different applications, probably the most used hand plane in woodworking maybe. Let me know your thoughts, but I do tend to grab this now instinctively when I'm doing something, just to shave something off or flatten something down a bit. So it's a very useful tool to have, and hopefully if you've watched this video all the way through, you'll now have all the information you need to restore your own hand plane. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.